All right, it's Moist Monday, and I thought we would start this one off kind of in like a patriotic way, because this episode's going to be very country heavy. Because Jacob, full disclosure,
Okay.
Jacob was out of the country.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about it.
For the past 5 days.
So I thought, let's start this one off and sing along if you know it.
All right.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all of us command, with glowing hearts. I don't know if the melody repeats.
Oh shit! Wrong button.
You're trying
Start
to
it.
There it is. That's not a knife. No, that's a knife.
Wrong country. Wrong continent. Actually.
God damn it.
Or hemisphere.
Welcome back to the Moist Monday podcast, eh?
Hi, I'm Jacob.
I'm Robert. Thanks for listening. I'm trying to do like a Canadian accent, eh?
Yeah.
Oui, because they speak French.
They do. That was weird.
Was French like a big thing?
Yeah, like a lot of people were only speaking French, and like it's
Whoa,
required.
French is a sexy.
Because I think it's required everywhere that they like for every menu. It also has like a French. I think that's like a requirement across the country, or maybe just the province we were in.
Yeah, because I feel like Canada's very Frenchy.
But like on their money is the fucking Queen of England, old Lizzie.
Oh, so their money is French money?
No, that's British.
Oh, British money?
Yeah. So I don't fucking know what they're doing.
Whoa, what the heck? Because I've been watching a lot of Letterkenny lately, and that takes place in Canada.
Okay.
And like they speak small town Canada, but then there's like a town nearby, or they go like I think they go to Ontario, and like they're very French in Ontario.
Where's Toronto? Because that's where I was. Is that in Ontario?
So yeah, Jacob just got back from a 5-day trip to Toronto.
It is in Ontario.
Oh, so okay, so pretty close, yeah.
Yeah. So I went on for the long weekend for my buddy's bachelor party. Shout out to Taylor.
Whoa, a Moist Mutual at heart. And he's going to be a future guest one of these days.
Once we figure it out.
Because he lives in a different state.
Yep. And he made me go to a different country.
Yeah, but that's badass.
All right.
Canada's cool, dude.
All right. So you ready for the story of my long weekend there?
This episode is going to be Canada heavy. It's going to be Jacob's freaking weekend.
Yep.
Bachelor party weekend. Tell me about the fucking strippers and maple syrup, baby. Let's go.
All right. So I arrived, I think at like 11. And then the next person to arrive.
When did you got there Thursday? You flew out Thursday morning?
That sounds right. I flew out at...
That sounds right. You're the one that
I
did
don't
it.
fucking remember. Well, explain why I don't remember a lot. That's why I took so many fucking notes.
Because you were high?
The entire weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's legal there?
Yep. All right. So I think because I flew out of here at 6 a.m., which means my beautiful girlfriend Izzy had to fly me out at 4 a.m. The poor thing. She not happy.
She had to drive you to the airport
and
at
then she
4
was fucking crying the whole time. It's like, God damn it.
Why was she crying?
Because
you were
gonna be
leaving?
gone for 5 days and she's emotional.
Damn, that's actually...
So I felt like
that's
shit.
awesome, though,
It was
dude.
sweet, but I felt like shit immediately.
Yeah, but that's awesome, though. Like, because then she cares.
Yeah.
It's not just like, get the fuck out of the car.
She won't cheat on me.
Yeah, if she's crying this much.
Yeah, there's no way. Or she'll immediately cheat on me.
Or she...
Because someone will just move in like, hey, what's wrong? Because at one point I made a joke of like, hey, it ain't cheating if the money's different. And she was like, I'm going to invite some people over to play Monopoly. I was like, God damn it.
She didn't invite me.
Did you...
If she's playing Monopoly, I want
You
to...
want to sleep with my girl?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I want to play Monopoly.
All right, anyways.
I love board games. Like, so much. I can talk about Monopoly. I'm like passionate right now about Monopoly.
All right, well, back to Canada.
Moving on.
All right, so I arrived there and my phone was at like 12% when I arrived because I watched something on my phone and I couldn't get my phone to plug into anything
Oh, that
on the
sucks.
plane. Like it wouldn't charge it. And I was able to by myself on the plane both times, which was nice.
Oh, it was a double flight?
Yep, I laid over in Chicago. On my flight to Canada, though, it was there was a 2-person row and then a 1-person row. The plane was fucking tiny.
I've been on a plane like that. I was on a plane
Where
like
you
that.
can't even stand up.
Where, when we went to, I think it was Seattle, one of our
Really?
because it was a double flight. I think it was
Sure.
a plane.
Because, well, out of Des Moines, pretty much everything's a double flight.
But like, I remember we were in the very back, and it was a 2-person.
Mm-hmm.
But it was only 2-person lane, 2-person. That's how tiny the plane was.
Yeah, this was a 2-person, 1-person.
Dude, it's kind of crazy because you can feel everything.
But the wild thing is, if you think of how little the plane moves for you to really feel it, that's so minuscule.
I know.
Like, even like, because like, if it did that, you'd hit the fucking ceiling. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. But I remember like being like, what is this? Because I'm used to like big commercial flights.
Right, yeah.
And okay, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's small.
all right, back to Canada.
Lots of tangents.
I know, but I have so much notes that
we're just getting started, baby.
I know.
Hey.
So I needed to charge my phone. So I was like, oh, Starbucks. I'll be able to plug in my phone in there. So I went to the nearest Starbucks.
And you know what that is.
Yeah, and couldn't fucking plug in my phone there. But anyways, I still
didn't have a plug-in?
Nope, because it was a weird small Starbucks. But I got there and I was wearing my paranormal investigator hat that I wear very often. I wear it on the podcast
That you
all the time.
wore on last episode, probably.
I think so, yeah. It's like just a green hat. Like I just like the color and I like that. I think it's funny. So when I got there, I ordered and then she was just staring at me and she's like, "Are you really?" I'm like, and I had just given her my name. Like, yeah, I'm Jacob. And she's like, "No, are you really a paranormal investigator?" I was like, "Oh, I mean," and I was like, "No, it's just like a funny hat I bought." I mean, like I've technically done it before because I've stayed at like a haunted hotel and like got an EMF reader and all that shit.
And like I like AI now. That was all last episode.
Right, yeah. But like I was like, I mean, I've done it, but that's not it. And then like luckily she's like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, "All right, so I can at least entertain you. I'm a freak show performer," and like that led a little conversation. Dude, everyone I met there and they asked me what I do. I just started with that because it's at least a conversation.
It's fun instead of being like FedEx.
Right, because they also have FedEx there, which surprised me.
Well, it makes sense.
It's Federal
packages.
Federal Express though, so I thought maybe it would be different in every country, but they have that.
Oh yeah,
Because they wouldn't have USPS.
They would have
United States.
They would have
CPS, which isn't that what like Child Protective Services? Yeah,
but that's Child Protective Services for us.
yeah.
And they don't have 4th of July either. There's a lot of differences.
Yeah, all right.
Countries are different, dude.
And then also while I was waiting to get my coffee, the guy making it was just staring at me, and then he handed me. He's like, "Are you really a paranormal investigator?" I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
I love it because
Why are they gullible?
I think I don't think they're global. I think I made this joke last episode. It's not really a joke, but I did call you an alien. But you do look like if you're in your paranormal
Sure.
activity, you have a.
And I had my satchel
Yeah.
and my backpack
Yeah,
on.
you look like-
and I was like, I just need a coffee.
You look like a crazy person.
That's fair.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
when
had
you're
my
wearing a-
big ass mustache was disheveled from the plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look like.
But literally the first two people I met both believed the hat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then I got dropped off from the airport by an Uber. I just got dropped off by the aquarium because it said
Oh hell yeah!
Airbnb said the aquarium was within a 20-minute walking distance. So I was
And
like,
you're
I'll
like,
just fuck
I can
around
do that, yeah.
here. Yeah. And I wanted to go to the aquarium, but there was a crazy fucking line. But it was also a Ripley's aquarium, so I didn't know if it would be like weird shit, like Ripley's, believe it or not. I
aquarium?
think so. Or
Whoa.
it's a separate I never actually got in there. I meant to go like twice.
Dude, that sounds really cool.
Crazy line though. So if I ever go back, that's definitely the first thing.
That's one thing that like. Because like when I was younger, I went on a lot of vacations, you know, and that's in like bigger towns, like all like the Ripley's, believe it or not, museums. That's one thing I've never been.
I mean, it's a lot of oddities and stuff. I've been offered jobs by them.
I've never like because obviously in like the front area they show a little bit, like they show like the water coming out of the tap that's not connected to anything, and like all this weird shit.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it's a lot of like illusion shit too.
I think
'Cause
so.
I know it's oddities too.
But yeah, I've never gone in, but I've always been intrigued because I'm like, damn, that looks cool, and I feel like it would just be.
And stuff you like and stuff I like.
I think it'd just be fascinating to see like, oh, a 3-headed pig and or, like
Right.
in a jar, you know, and like.
I wonder, we'll find whatever the closest one is, and we'll take a trip.
There probably is one in Chicago.
I think
I
so.
would guess.
Yeah.
It seems like very like. It's like,
Chicago seems like it would make sense,
but like it seems like it's very like touristy when you're on like a strip of like you know
yeah,
like where a
but
lot
also,
of people walk.
I like touristy shit,
especially that kind of shit. 'Cause
right? And it's also like oddities, which is very sideshow related and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, I remember that show too. That show was weird. 'Cause it makes me think. Sorry, we're a lot of tangents.
I know,
but it
and
makes
I'm
me,
only on
hey,
the first note.
it's okay.
I've arrived, and then Starbucks people believe paranormal.
but it
hat.
makes me think like
so many lines.
Ripley's Believe It or Not makes me makes me think of the Guinness Book of World Records.
Which has denied my record proposal, which I'm pissed about.
But it just feels like it's the same thing, but it's not. To
Yeah.
me. It's just a weird.
A little less official. All right.
Yeah.
So my next stop was I was hungry, and I noticed this place called Fat Bastard Burrito.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it was the name of the place was Fat Bastard.
I love that. So is it Austin Power themed?
No, it's just Fat Bastard Burrito. And like there's a picture of Gordon Ramsay in front of it
They're
or whatever.
allowed to like have a restaurant called
I
Bastard?
fucking guess.
Isn't
Maybe it's
Bastard
not
like
as
a
much
curse word?
maybe not as much there. But anyway,
Okay.
so I went there. It was fine.
It's kind of like a Qdoba type or
Yeah, because I would say way worse than Pancheros and a little bit worse than Chipotle. I think the issue was after I ordered, I noticed that they have a thing called burrito sauce, and I didn't get that.
That's what you should have
I
got.
bet they like drench it in that, and I bet it's fucking good.
Yeah, that's your signature. Like Pancheros, for you guys don't know,
It's
it's like
all
a
about the
local
tortilla.
It's the tortilla and the queso.
And they mix really well.
Yeah, and Pancheros is a local burrito place where we live, and it's incredible.
Yeah, but because Panchero, it's the tortilla, where I would say the difference between that and Chipotle's meat is better.
Oh, really?
I would say so.
Okay, dude, Pancheros is so good.
I know.
It's so good.
All right. And then my next stop
Fat bastard.
was a weed store.
That a boy.
There was like fucking so many in the area.
So it's legal everywhere
yes,
in Canada?
I think it's federally legal, which is awesome. So
That's
I went
cool,
there.
dude.
There were two very nice gentlemen listening to very loud, very aggressive rap music.
At a weed store. I'd expect it kind of chill. But
Yeah, and there was like a dog there too, which was cool. Because I think the weed store here has a dog too. Well, weed store, but like the glass shop.
Oh, it's just someone's dog.
Do you remember going in and there was just a...
I've never been in there.
Yeah, you were, but you were shit-faced. New Year's.
We didn't go in the weed store in New Year's.
No, we went to the glass shop on New Year's.
There was a dog in there?
Yeah.
I don't remember the dog.
You probably saw it. But anyways, yeah, and I got like $20 out because you have to pay you have to pay debit or cash, and since my card was weird, but my card worked for all of Canada.
Okay,
which was
good.
super
Because
nice.
sometimes it's like,
And my phone worked, which was super nice.
well, yeah, because you're close enough.
But not everybody gets that. I did.
Oh,
not
really?
Everyone. Yeah,
Okay.
we have a good plan for that. Yeah. And I think it was like 10 milligram gummies because it was like, I don't want to be like
You don't wanna-
destroyed by all of
Well,
them,
and
but
also
I
you
want to
don't-
be high.
You don't want to be like the smoking guy.
Right.
So it's like gummies easy you can pop in.
Yeah.
Just,
So then I popped two.
oh my God. You're like, I don't want to be too high. Let me pop two of them.
That, because I knew it would be forever till anyone else showed up because literally
Yeah,
the
because you
next,
got there early. Yeah.
I got there at 11. The next guy who showed up would be landed at 3. So
Okay.
I had at least 5 hours alone.
So let me get high.
And then I wandered. It was fucking awesome.
That sounds.
It's a good walking city too.
Yeah, that sounds so scary to me.
All
Like
right,
getting high by yourself and walking around a new city.
I love it. Also,
I don't know how you. We talked about this before. I don't know how you explore like by yourself.
I wander. And then I thought of some. So
It's
all
just
right,
I think it's a confidence thing.
so I have a note. So my next note is I got really high, and then I was walking behind this. I was walking just on the
Yeah,
streets,
on the
and then
street.
there was a girl in front of me, and I remember once she turned like to look at something. I was like, "Oh, you're pretty," and then we just kept walking.
and you said it out loud.
No, maybe I don't.
You're like,
Oh, you're pretty. What the fuck? But anyways, then we walked past this, and she was probably like 15 to 20 feet ahead. Like she was,
okay, decent amount.
yeah. And we were just walking the same direction because I think at this point I was going towards Chinatown. I'll explain later. Wait,
Ooh.
I'll explain why later. And then we were walking, and I noticed this guy, and like a rougher looking guy, who was at a crosswalk, turned and looked at her. Looked back, and then as she passed, he then changed directions and started walking that way.
And started following her. Ooh.
I'm also really high. So
you could just be paranoid.
yes. So at this point I was like, fuck, I have to follow them to make sure he doesn't do anything. And like
So that was your new mission.
I put so much weight on I have to stop this if anything happens. And I was like literally immediately my heart started pounding, my stomach was churning, and I was just like, fuck, he's gonna do something. Well, we're in the middle of downtown, and it's noon.
And it's the middle
It's
of the day.
noon.
Middle of the day on a
and
Thursday.
I'm so high. Yeah, it's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday. It's like, no, that guy's probably just like,
He was
I was
like,
going this way.
Well,
and
he was also like, I mean, I have to cross later, but I could just do it now and go this. Like, it was probably
but
just
in your head, you go, this
He's
is
gonna
about to-
do
This is about
something.
to be a crime.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stop it and
we
be
were-
a hero of Canada.
I'm gonna win the key to the city.
You're just so high. You go, this is my new mission.
No, but I was terrified following because I was like, how am I gonna fight this guy? I have a fucking bag on me and another bag on me. Like, what am I gonna like? I can't set
but you're a
them down.
paranormal like investigator,
Right?
So
Yeah.
remember that.
So I'll kill him and
With a
then
ghost.
investigate. Yeah. And then he just turned at one point.
Yeah, of
and I was
course,
like,
'cause he was doing his-
Thank God. And then I was like, fuck, now I'm following her. And that was my only
Oh, because you're like, now I'm the guy.
yeah.
So someone's
That's
following me.
what I thought. So I was like, so I turned early because I was terrified that someone was behind me. Literally, I kept checking to see if anyone was just like staring at me. I was like, this nice woman, she doesn't even know the mayhem in my soul. She
doesn't know the chaos that I've created in my head that I'm freaking out about because I took 2 edibles.
And so then I turned early, which was where I was just like, oh, I'll have to turn right eventually. So I'll just do it now and then kitty corner it. Yeah. And then I arrived at my place, which was a Chinese hardware store.
Why are you going to a Chinese? What's a Chinese hardware store?
So it was a hardware store in Chinatown, but it looked different. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go there because also I was looking for new sideshow shit.
Oh yeah, because we talked about that. It's like
I was just seeing if they had anything different because I'm looking for new ideas to do for my sideshow.
And a hardware store is a good place.
Yeah, I mean that's where I get all of my fucking gear. Yeah.
So did you pick up anything?
I did.
Oh, okay.
So it was. I'll send you a photo so we can show it here, and I'll fucking send it to you now just so you can look at it too, so you can understand that it is something different. I'm sure they have them here, but it's never stood out to me, and it's an obvious thing I could use.
Chinese hardware store. What's different about that?
It was like it was in the middle of Chinatown and it was like a Chinese name. So it was like a actual Chinese hardware store. I'm not just calling it that.
But like, yeah, but what's different about it?
Well,
like,
I had never seen this before,
whoa,
yeah,
a twisted nail.
So it's a nail similar to the size I use, but it's a squared off nail, but it goes in a coil. So it's kind of like, it's like
a screw nail,
but like a third of a screw's ridges. I imagine it would be for like roofing no, because that's too big for roofing. But it would be harder to, I don't know if you hammer it, if it twists.
I've never seen that before in my life. Right. And I used to deal with that shit all the time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I'm glad you haven't seen it because that's why I was like, oh, Chinese hardware store might have something different. So I grabbed that.
That's what we call a Chinese nail.
I fucking guess. Which sounds like a horribly racist thing.
It's not. But
it's a nail I had never seen before, and that's why I went to this place.
Well, what's weird is like, yeah, I've never seen that before.
And they had that in several different sizes. So maybe they do something with it that's like super helpful. That
I wonder if like,
us Americans, maybe it's a Canadian nail too.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
But maybe like you hit it in and the way it twists
a little bit, so it can't be pulled out.
Just so it tightens when it goes.
If it works, that's super fucking cool. Because if it goes straight, that means the hole would be too big.
I don't know, dude.
We're also available on YouTube if you want to see the photo of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, true. Yeah, check us out on YouTube. We do video, in case we haven't said it in.
Yes,
because this is an auditory medium,
right? So it's just imagine a nail, but it's squared off and then with a slight twist to it. Probably a full twist. I'm guessing like because I couldn't bring it home. Because
we'll post the photos too on our Instagram.
Sure, yeah.
When this episode comes out,
I have a few fucking things. Yeah,
so we'll do like.
And I have somebody you can tag too. Oh. Of somebody.
It's the Chinese hardware store.
No, I mean maybe, but still, we could probably find that. But either way,
but make sure you follow us, dude. Might as well say it right now on Instagram and TikTok at Boys Monday Podcast, so then you can see our freaking crazy
all the shit we talk about. Yeah. All right. So I found that, and then I went to the lady who was running it. She was super fucking friendly and very helpful. I was like, "Hey, can I buy this?" And she's like,
"Just one single."
Yeah. How many? And I was like, "Just the one."
Just the one.
And
that's such an odd request at a hardware store.
Well, because I took it out of a bucket of them.
Oh, it's in a bucket?
Yeah. Well, I could rather buy like a 10-pack, and then they had a bucket. I was like, "Hey, can I just get this one?" And I was like, I have like $1 coin or whatever. And she's like, you're not gonna pay $1 for it. I was like, she's like, do you have a dime? I'm like, I don't know what that is here.
Yeah.
So then she showed me all the coins and explained what they were. And
so when you got into Canada, you went to a currency exchange?
So for the weed place, I had to get from an ATM. I got $20 and I think it was like $12. So I got a $5 bill and a few.
Oh, so that was just the change.
Because they're $1 and their $2 are coins.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
I've seen Canada money before because I've been there a few times. Yeah. And it's kind of cool, but yeah, if you don't know, you don't know.
So then she explained all of it to me, and like she charged me a dime for it, which was cool.
Hell yeah.
And then I also got to explain like why I was getting it. And I was like, oh, I'm
going to put it in my face.
Yeah. Explaining that like I'm going to hammer it into my nose later.
And it'd probably be more aerodynamic because it'll twist in. And it won't come out.
Probably, yeah. Because it did hurt a little bit more, I noticed, because it's got edges, but still.
Well, yeah, it's on a smooth nail.
And now I'm just going to walk back kind of towards the aquarium, but like if I see anything else, I'll just...
You're just wondering.
Yeah.
And you're high as fuck.
Super fucking high. And then, so this town, it's also on Lake Ontario, which is one of the Great Lakes. So they had seagulls, but also it's a big city, so they also had pigeons.
Okay, so there was like, a lot of birds.
So like, have you ever like dealt with like a pigeon pile where they all like where you walk past and they all fly
and they
away?
all freak out. Yeah.
So I watched a man and he looked a little disheveled. He looked rougher or whatever. I don't know the story, but he walked past a group of pigeons and he kind of like stomped at them so they would fly away. And then one didn't fly away, and then he like kind of kicked at it, but it didn't move, so he just kicked it. And then a fucking dead pigeon bounced right in front of me, like towards me. I was like, what the fuck?
He kicked a dead pigeon?
Yeah, and he was also surprised he kicked a dead pigeon.
Because he was like, why is that not?
Yeah, and it was like, oh shit,
oh shit, I just
bird.
kicked a bird. Oh Jesus.
So I'm high as fuck, and a man like kicked a dead pigeon at me. Like it literally like bounced and like landed probably 2 feet in front of me. It's like, hey, can't handle that right now. I'm gonna put that away right in my notes and keep walking.
That's too much, dude. I would have been like, what the? Is this what Canada is? Dead birds? Like, our birds? I would have been like, our birds real?
Right,
Like, I would have like freaked out, like, because I was high.
And then I walk back towards the aquarium, which had a big, and it's also by the CN Tower, if you ever heard of that. It's just a big ass tower. It's cool.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
You would maybe recognize
I'd
it.
probably recognize it.
It kind of like threw me off to like look up at it because it's so tall.
I think maybe I have seen it. I think I've been to maybe Toronto once.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, yeah. But it was like a while, like maybe like when I was like
Sure. I'm guessing it's been
11.
around for a long time.
Yeah.
All right. So then I kind of just hang out by that. They had some benches and my back was getting sore. It turns out I walked 8 miles that day.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Chinatown was not close. It was like probably like 2 or 3 miles away.
Yeah, but you were high and you were like,
fuck it.
I mean, enjoy the walk.
Yeah.
It's probably a good walk.
It was. Yeah. It's a great walk.
But you were probably just like, oh man, I'm tired.
Yeah. And so I found a bench where I could like rest my backpack and just kind of be standing and resting it. And I noticed probably like 100, 150 feet away was a man dressed as Spider-Man. He was dressed in the video game Spider-Man with the white spider on it.
That's cool.
And he was next to the line of people going into the aquarium. And
he was dressed as Spider-Man going to the aquarium?
Nope, he was like just hanging out kind of a little bit
like a street performer?
Yes. So like kind of like New York, there's a lot of those around Times Square or whatever. And I know it's like he would like, there'd be kids there and he'd like wave at them. He'd wave adults over.
That's
and then
cool.
he would, I never heard him speak, but I assumed he was like, hey, do you want to take a photo? And they were like, yeah. And then he would pick them up, throw them over his shoulder. So like
he would pick people up.
So he would pick them up, throw them on his grown adults, and he had one hand probably on their like left thigh and like holding them down to his shoulder, and then his left arm would be doing this. So and their head would be coming out from under his arm a lot of times.
Oh my god! So he was one-handing people.
Well, he'd pick them up, throw them over, and then pose for a photo, and then people were like, ah, like,
oh my god!
So I watched this man for an hour. And then, like, if kids would come over, he'd, like, pick 2 of them up and, like, be holding them.
So
and
he was strong as fuck.
He didn't look it, though. He looked like a normal fucking dude.
Well, and also Spider-Man's kind of a tiny guy.
Sure, but he wasn't, like, skinny fit. He just seemed, like, normal.
Dude, that's hard to do to one-hand a person above you.
Thrown over your shoulder. But so then he was doing that. I was like, oh I bet. And not getting money for it either that I could see. Like, he wasn't asking for a tip or anything. And also not always for a photo. He was just picking people up. Like, anyone he waved over.
If I would have been like, oh, it's Spider-Man, and then he picks me up, I go, what the fuck are you doing?
So, I assumed he was asking permission for everybody.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Because I saw him, probably a person around our age, he grabbed him, and the dude shoved him, and then, like, fucking swung on him.
Oh.
Didn't hit him. But, like, Spider-Man's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I couldn't hear him either. But that happened like probably within like 15 minutes of me like relaxing and just like seeing him.
Holy shit.
So then I realized he's not asking permission from everybody at least. No, he's just
grabbing people.
And like grabbing them low, and throwing them over his shoulder.
Which is terrifying.
All right, I'll send you a couple photos of the dude because I found his Instagram. It's just
he's like a Spider-Man character.
Like and like he goes to, like schools and shit, but like I was just
why is he picking people up?
I don't
and like I'm sure the photos are cool.
So
like, is there photos on his Instagram of like that kind of shit?
So this was posted the day the other one was, so he's throwing them like down.
Oh my god. Yeah. He's a
that was the day I saw him. So there it's like over.
So
like,
it looks like he has different suits.
Yes.
He
has like 3 or 4 different suits.
He's a Spider-Man fan.
Yes. But I was watching that man for a fucking hour. Then all of a sudden I see a guy walk across like my field of view. I was like, oh, he looks a little familiar. And then I kept going back and I was like, oh shit. And then I looked at the guy. He's wearing like all Iowa State shit. I'm like, that's probably him. So I wave him, one of the groomsmen.
Oh, yeah. He's wearing
like a guy I know.
From Iowa. And you're like, I'm just watching this Spider-Man guy.
Well, and I explained that to him. He was like, Why? Oh,
Because I'm high.
I also have a screenshot.
Because I'm high, dude.
I have a screenshot of something I texted Izzy. I'll also send that to you.
Dude, that's wild. So he's just a street performer. He probably, I'm guessing he had something laid out maybe for tips or something.
Maybe.
Or
but so I sent you a conversation I had with Izzy where I texted her where she's like, what are you up to? I was like, yeah, I went to a cool Chinese hardware store and then stared at a man dressed up like Spider-Man picking up people for at least an hour. And her response was, are you high? And I responded, very. Why do you ask?
Yeah, because it's like, most people just keep walking.
But I was enamored by this man.
You were obsessed with him.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to know more about him. I want to see. It's crazy that like
I refused to approach him though because he might fucking pick me up.
and that would be too much.
Yes, that would have been way too much.
Go. Oh no.
But I pointed him out to the groomsmen just so he knew he existed. He never saw him pick up a dude. That's why I searched far and wide for his like
'Cause you were like,
social.
no, but
this was a
happened.
thing I was watching for. I should have taken a video of it. All right,
Yeah,
so
I'm shocked you didn't take photos or videos of it because you were like, just this actually happened.
I was like 100 feet away though, so I was watching across a courtyard because I was like, I'm not getting close. You made me so fucking nervous just existing.
It's because you were high.
I know, but either way, he's picking.
But I'm sure
he's picking grown
I'm
people
sure he
up.
made people nervous too, especially the guy that's trying to fight it.
Yeah, the guy literally swung on him.
Oh my god.
All right, so then the first groomsman showed up. So then we went to like a sports bar because, that's the most of the guys were kind of like
Sportsy.
more sportsy people, which we did go to Canada for a basketball game.
Canada has. I don't even know Canada did.
You'll know the game when I bring it up.
Okay.
All right, so then we went to a sports bar and I found a place to fucking charge my phone, which was super nice.
Yeah, because at this point your phone's probably
Like 5%, yeah.
Yeah.
And then a couple other guys got into town and they went straight to the Airbnb because that was like 3 or 4 whenever we were able to check in. So we all went there. And then the rest of my notes is I had a Canadian beer. It was like called Canada or Canadian. It was something.
It was like a legit Canada brand.
Yeah, it was just a basic light beer. It was fine. But I wanted to try whatever their like Miller Light was.
Yeah, so it was
fine.
probably like a Miller Lite.
Yeah,
of
it was
Canada.
exactly like that. Which I don't know. Is Canada known for their beers?
I mean, there's a brewery in Canada called Unibrow.
Okay.
Or Unibrow. I'm probably butchering my pronunciation of it, but it's a French
Okay.
brewery, and
Are
they
French known for their beers?
well they make a lot of like Le Fin du Monde is my favorite.
Okay.
And it's like a Belgian style beer. And
shit.
it's so good.
Because I tried to drink local when I read a menu.
Unibrow is really good. I'll bring a it's like our beer of Gaming Off the Grid, the Unibrow.
Oh.
This is like the first beer we ever reviewed.
Really?
So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, so
Cool.
I'll bring a Unibrow and we'll do it on an episode.
Sweet.
It's a really good beer.
All right. So for the rest of the night, I said everyone else showed up, basic night of drinking, and I lost at pool. So like nothing crazy.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Bros being bros.
It calmed down when I wasn't alone. Like none of the rest of my stay was like
that's
that
because
first day.
that's because you were by yourself and you were high and you were like,
Holy shit.
what is going on
When
here?
I was in a weird, I went to weird places.
All right, dude, what a awesome first day.
Yeah, it made my favorite day because it was just
Maybe
so
my
much fun.
favorite day.
I mean, because I just took in so much shit.
Yeah, because you were like, oh my
This is
god.
fucking wild. Yeah, and I met like really nice people.
Yeah, you learned about the currency.
Well, the hardware store lady was so fucking nice. She was great. All right, so then next day, woke up and we got coffee at a place called Milky.
Milky.
Yeah, they had a maple coffee, which
you got to get.
yeah. The weird thing of anytime I got coffee, not as good as Daisy Chain. It's
Weird.
but like not even close.
So like
I
maybe
got
they're-
coffee from a few different spots.
So they're like just the regular coffee is
Or
just
it-
like their coffee ground suck or
or
something.
is Daisy Chain just that good?
Daisy Chain is incredible, and in case you don't know, Daisy Chain is a local Des Moines coffee shop in the East Village.
Our
so if
buddy
you're in
owns
Des Moines,
it. It's the best place.
it's so cool. It's
And
a cool
it's-
place to hang out. It's a cool.
It was the first place I had coffee, but like by far the best. So I don't know if I'm just kind of trained for that now.
You might be trained for it. I drink a lot of coffee, so
Are places as good as that? Like I don't get that.
I mean, I
flavor.
love Daisy Chain, but also I drink coffee every day.
And you just drink black coffee with creamer too.
yeah, I'm just a creamer coffee.
Yeah.
So
Where there I get like nice
but-
lattes and shit.
But also like like when I'm out of town, I go to Starbucks. Like I
Sure.
get coffee like
So that
all
was
the time.
probably my first Starbucks coffee was this trip.
Oh, okay, and
Yeah.
every time I go, I'm like, can I get a double shot of espresso in that?
Oh, so you kind of kill the taste just because you need coffee.
Because I'm a caffeine.
Yeah.
I'm a
And I'm
caffeine
not.
junkie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just drink it kind of for the flavor. I drink it to wake up.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. So next thing is we were just kind of hanging out. All the guys are really into sports, so that was just on, and they were talking about that. It's wild.
You
how-
like sports?
I don't. And I know.
No, you're a paranormal investigator.
Right.
Dude.
It's weird how much they can just talk about sports, and they're just throwing out statistics and like.
No, that yeah.
And they're
sports is its
some
own
of them
thing.
are like decently casual fans, and they know so much shit.
Well, it's its own.
Like they know
subculture.
people on every fucking team.
Well, you know how we know so many weird facts about movies and shit. It's the same
That's
thing
fair.
about sports.
That's true.
Because they just have it on.
Where
and
they
like,
don't know writers and directors and like that kind of shit.
I was at.
But also, one of the guys there, Hen, he knows shit about sports and knows everything about movies and music shit. I don't get how he intakes all that stuff.
Sports is huge, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was a few weeks ago helping film a music video.
Yeah.
And I was up at somebody's house, and they weren't even actually watching it.
That's how this was. It was just on.
It was just on, but it was it was something with football. It was like the pre-camp to get into football tryouts
What the
for
fuck?
professional football.
Oh.
And it was a whole weekend. There's probably a name for it, and people that like love football, they probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But like it was like literally just people like college
Trying to be
students like
NFL
trying out, and it was a whole weekend live broadcasted on TV.
weird.
And I was like, dude, that's how big sports are.
Yeah.
That's how big like
That's
football
just the
is. And, like,
smallest
yeah,
thing.
it's wild because I was like, it's just people throwing a football and people running the 40-meter dash and like all the like. Why does that need to be televised?
Yeah.
Who cares?
They
But
do.
They do, I guess.
All right. So then we're going to lunch. I don't have the name of this place written down. I'm kind of mad. But it was supposed to be this great Italian place. It's only open for 2 hours
What?
from like noon to 2.
It's only a 2 hour. How do they?
We got there at
What?
11 and we were like, probably like, I don't know, like 20th in line or whatever. Like it
So
was,
some people like get in line and then they don't get a chance to.
yeah, I bet a lot. And then
Oh
like
my-
turns into like a market after that for like 3 more hours. So it's open for like 5 hours
What
as a market.
the heck?
And it's an Italian place. And then we finally wait in line and like got in. There's like 4 tables and they're all like 2-person tables. So we were just going to get it to go. And then it's an Italian family running the place. And the guy who's like taking orders is terrifying. Like he's like an angry like cook Italian. So like super cool type of person, but like fucking terrifying to interact
intense.
with. Yeah.
And
like
were
I would
you
imagine.
high?
Yes.
You
I
woke
think I
up-
started every day with an edible.
Jesus Christ.
It was awesome.
It sounds awesome, but I don't know how.
It was terrifying.
It's so wild. Like if I would have talked to Jacob 2 years ago, he'd go, "No."
2 years ago, no, 2 years ago I maybe would. But like 4 years ago, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
because you used to not get high at
all. No,
And
my
now-
first time was with you, and now it's a.
And now you're like, I'm just gonna get high every day in Canada.
And also I was on vacation, and it was really funny. All right,
It's just wild how you change.
yeah, so it's only
You're a changed man.
it only opened 2 hours, and we had a 1 hour wait from where we were. So maybe we were way further back than
So-
20th. And it was fucking cold and like
Like
raining out.
authentic Italian or like
I mean, it was an Italian. It was like literally just a fucking family.
that's wild that it's like so like what's the win? Wait, was it good?
So, all right.
Yeah.
I'll get to that. So we finally get in, and this guy is not yelling, but just talking down to like just explaining why what they said is so fucking stupid. And then I'm like first in line of our group, so I'm fucking shaking. I'm
you're like,
terrified.
too much.
And then I get up and like I look at shit, I should have written down because I know I got ravioli and there was like a pasta type terra something. I don't know.
Terramana.
Maybe. And I got
That's not a positive.
but they're also each like $15.
holy shit.
And also so in Canada they're about 73% of
$1.
American. Yeah. So like $4 there is $3 here.
Okay.
I think.
So 15, 12-ish.
Yeah.
Probably.
For this crazy place. So I ordered both meals and then also
You
they had-
ordered 2 meals.
and they also had a thing called a mozzarella ball.
And you were like,
it was
I gotta try
and it was
it.
like $9. So I was like, yeah, I'll get that, and that. And he's like, just hang on a minute. We're not taking orders right now. Or like he was like, they're doing like he was processing shit. I was like, okay. Like he wasn't even super mean to me, but he just
But you were like-
he said something that I did wrong. I was like, and then I was just like so scared.
and you were high. You were like,
Yeah.
Too much. Too
Yeah.
much.
And then he got to me. I ordered, and I was like, not expect like probably like under maybe it was like $45 for what is supposed to be like this incredible meal.
And
then,
I mean, that's a decent
and then you
amount.
have to wait outside for them to call your name. And you have to walk past the line and get back in, and that. So then we ordered like.
Oh
we
yeah,
were
because
home-
you got it to go. Yeah.
yeah, because and there was no place near that we could eat it. But also, I know a few guys behind me had tried to use an American Express card, and he was like, and then the guy was like, why do you think we would take that? And then the guy was like, it's a debit card. And I was like, where are you right now? And we're just like, oh no.
So he like,
oh God. Like he's
like
looking for a reason to be mean. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So he's one of those men.
But like also like he fucking owns a nice restaurant that's only open 2 hours and is doing very well. So he's doing something right. So
maybe that's part of the shtick.
Also, it is. I think it's like I kind of like a mean guy like that, where you just trust that he knows what he's doing still. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, because you're like, well, you're working here.
It's like being yelled at by Gordon Ramsay. I felt like.
Yeah, you're like, it's an honor, sir.
Yeah. So
you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So we get 2 separate Ubers since the orders were so far apart. So the first 4 guys went back with that, and the second 5 guys went back, and we got back and. The pasta was fine. I should have gotten red sauce for that one, I think, because I got white for both. It was a ravioli and like a pasta.
Yeah,
but
the
mozzarella ball.
But you're
I'm a more white side.
You're a white sauce guy. Yeah.
But the ravioli was the best ravioli I've had, which also isn't saying a lot because it's that compared to Chef Boyardee, but still was super fucking good.
Ravioli's fucking, especially like
good ravioli. Yeah,
dude. I've had a few where I'm like, how big was it? Like, how big was a ravioli?
I'll see if I.
Oh, do you have a photo of it?
I know I at least took a photo. I'm guessing I saved it to send.
Because
it
like
to
sometimes
you.
the raviolis are like fucking huge. Like they're like mini like fucking. Hot
So
Pockets. Hot Pockets is a weird thing. But like,
so that's the ravioli.
yeah, those are big, dude. Yeah, those are.
That's the mozzarella ball I got. I did not know it'd be. It's like bigger than your palm. Like you would have to like open up your hand to hold it.
And it's just a thing of cheese.
Yep. And it turns
probably
out
sounds amazing.
But so like there was like 9 of us. Turns out like 6 of us got it. When really 2 people could have gotten and shared
because it's a lot of cheese.
So I ate all the all the raviolis because I didn't want to reheat those, and I reheated the pasta later and it was fine. But the mozzarella ball, like I ate like maybe a quarter of it, and so did everybody who ordered it. So we still had like
so many
5.5 mozzarella balls.
I mean, yeah, in that type of situation when it's on a sit down,
right,
and it's to go,
and you're not. I didn't know it'd be that big.
You don't know,
yeah.
Dude, but cheese is so good. Was it like you were like, damn, this is incredible?
Yes. But like I know, like I sent it to Izzy just because I knew she'd be pissed because she fucking loves cheese. She loves
cheese, and I love cheese too. And he didn't send it to me. Dude, that sounds awesome. And I just love freaking Italian food.
Me too.
Like,
I mean, it's that and Mexican.
Mexican food are my favorite types of food.
All right, and then so my last note on that was Italian owner was mean and powerful. And then after that, we went off to a pub. And then we ordered at a pub, and I was like the second to last to order. And then she came up, or when I ordered, she's like, "Hey, by the way, I'm cutting your tall friend off. He kept handing me the wrong card. He's obviously drunk, and he didn't tip." So, and then I didn't respond. I just like tipped her to start with, and then I turned to Ann, who was right behind me. I explained it. I'm like, I'm the only one intoxicated right now. Literally no one else has drank that night. So I didn't know who she cut off. And it didn't come up later, but I was nervous about that.
Yeah, you're like, what?
Yeah.
So you're like, could I be cut off later?
Well, yeah, but like, I think it's because she just kind of didn't like the guy.
Was it just like it was just a normal pub, like a normal?
Yeah. And then I think
I just love the name, like, because we live in Des Moines, Iowa, in case you are listening. And we don't really have pubs here. We just have bars.
We have like maybe 2 pubs.
Like, is Royal Mile considered a pub?
Yeah, that's a pub.
Yeah, that's a pub. I just love like going to a place where it's like officially called a pub.
And there's a lot of those there. That's basically all
that's awesome.
All right, and then we got a pitcher of green beer, so I finally got to have one of those. Cool.
Because at this point it's St. Patty's Day.
Yep. Yeah, I think this day was St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, because it was Friday.
And then we went to an barcade, and it was called Free Play, and you paid a cover.
Yeah, you pay to get in, and everything's free. Yeah, I've been to a few of those.
So they had probably like 20 tables, and every table had an emulator and a TV on it. It was fucking cool. And
so
like different system.
You could just play everything or anything you wanted.
Yeah, it was great.
Dude, that's kind of cool.
They did have a lot of arcade 1-ups, which I thought was kind of lame because that's like what I have. And I was like, oh.
So it's kind of a newer, cheap.
Well, they had a lot of like normal arcades too, but I noticed those. I was like,
well, that's because that's a cheap and it's easy.
Yeah. And they work. Yeah. And they're free.
Yeah. And they're free. Dude, that's kind of cool though. I mean, what's crazy is I've explored and I've went out and done barcades and stuff like that.
Lot of them?
Nothing compares to Up Down.
This one was maybe better. Maybe
so?
It had a lot of emulators, which was cool.
Yeah, but that's a different type of experience.
Yeah. That's true.
Up Down, I think.
And it's a
Midwest
arcade
franchise that's just like a fantastic barcade.
They have great games,
and all their beer. Or most of their beer on tap is local.
And their special shots are fantastic.
Yeah, they got, it's just fantastic. Like I'm about to go in a few weeks to Milwaukee, and we'll
Yeah.
talk about this on the podcast. But their up down there is so
Ooh,
good, and
yeah,
they
you
have
have to take a lot of notes.
and they have mostly Milwaukee beer.
Cool. And
And
Milwaukee beer is fucking great.
Yeah, and like it's just cool because that up down was built from scratch to be an up down. So
Yeah.
it's literally a first
Weird.
floor into a second floor.
Yeah.
And they have like an outdoor patio. It's a cool fucking
I
place.
bet. I've seen, I think the Kansas City. I've seen some. Maybe I've seen the Milwaukee one before because I've been to Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's just really cool. But then I think the original is here in Des Moines, which is
Yes.
badass because they have one in Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Kansas City.
Yes,
Like
that
it's like
sounds right.
it's pretty cool that they're expanding because it's
But I'm glad the
best-
original's Des Moines.
It's the best barcade, I think.
And at this arcade, they had peach. They had a slushy, alcohol slushy section. I got a peach one. Fantastic.
Ooh, okay, that sounds pretty good. What was the weather like while
It
you
was
were there?
cold. It was like here, cold,
Okay.
windy, rainy.
Yeah, because over spring break, dude,
It snowed a little bit.
It sucked.
Yeah.
It was miserable. It was like this week that we're experiencing right now feels more like spring break than it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So then we finished there and we were looking for a new place to go. And then so I just approached a couple of strangers, like 3 guys who were standing outside of a bar. I was like, hey, and I just like chatted them up and asked, like, do you recommend this bar? And they're like, absolutely. They gave me some of their weed because
Oh my
people just
God.
smoke on the street there.
Oh, like just joints and
Yeah.
shit.
So
Dude, that's badass.
I smoked with them. They were
What
fucking.
a fun. It's just fun.
I'm very good at like making friends.
That's
too.
just
And-
wild because I've never seen you do that.
Really? You and I have made friends with strangers before.
It's because we're both like drunk, maybe, but I've never
Right.
seen you like.
No, I have no issue just approaching if they look friendly and like also like I wanted some of their weed. I didn't ask for it, but they offered it to me and they were like recommend this place. I was like, all right. And they told them where they were sitting on, and they were like, yeah, I think we got a table next to us. You should sit there. And I brought all the guys
Yeah,
there.
there's like 8 men.
I
Like,
know. I think 9 at that point.
9.
Yeah.
So it's like, they were like, that's a lot of people.
But then we went to the air. I like talked to them for probably like 10 minutes, honestly. And then we sat down. And then the meanest waitress ever was helping us. I don't know if she knew we were American or something. Because I don't remember the first. She said something really mean to one of the guys who was like trying to order like a couple pictures for the table. And she was just horrible to him. And then I was like, can I buy, I'm going to get 4 shots of Jameson and 3 of them can. And she was like, I don't care. I don't care who they're for. And then,
Oh my God.
yeah. So then.
So was that like a common thing you experienced where like some people
some
were
were
mad
really
that you were
mean.
American?
Maybe. I don't.
That's wild because Canada is like, they're nice.
Yeah, they're our hat. Yeah.
Yeah, they're our, that's probably why they're mad because you're saying they're our hat.
Hey, my hat.
Oh, a paranormal investigator.
But also the guys we were with, they got pretty bro-y at times. Like they got kind of chanty. I was like, oh, not my thing. But also they're a lot of sports guys,
Yeah,
and we're
and
like,
then
and like
that's
a
their
lot of
type.
slapping table. I'm like,
I slap tables sometimes.
that's fair. But like as a chant, and it was like, I don't know what they kept saying.
Only if I'm saying ka-chow.
They kept like doing like sports chants that I just didn't get, so I don't know what we were doing. So then she handed me 4 shots, so then I had to bring 3 of them over to the guys to buy them or to give them to them, and they were really fun. So I took a shot with them.
Damn, what a good.
I love
man.
buying shots. And then God, there's so much fucking shit I need to explain to you.
I'm excited, dude.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
And then later on, waitress brought me a pitcher of beer that they bought for me.
Because she was like, okay, this is somebody.
Yeah.
This is like a.
She had no issue giving me the pitcher.
Maybe the issue was the bro.
That's what I'm thinking, is that she was just already done with us. And the entire trip, I don't know if Canada does tips or not. So I just gave a basic like 18 to 20% for everybody, but I don't know if they do work for tips there or not.
That's what's so weird about
Because
going
like
to
Europe doesn't.
Yeah, going to a different country.
I don't
Like,
know if Canada does or not. So I just tip just to be safe.
But are you using card?
Yes.
Was there an option for tip?
Yes.
I mean, if it's there.
But also like so does like fast food places now a lot of the time.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
It's becoming a new normal, I guess.
All right. So then we left that place and then we were looking for another place to go. So I went to a group of strangers and talked to them for a bit. I got
my
their name.
God.
They were Ethan and Ethan and Alex were later. So strangers recommended a bar. And then the group didn't know where the bar. We'll be right back.
What the fuck? We just lost power. Dude. What?
We'll be back.
We're gonna play some jazz. We just lost power.
Yep.
What the fuck? And we're back. Wow.
Moist Monday again.
Moist Monday again. Same episode. Jacob's power went out. The whole block went out
For like 2 hours.
For like 2 hours.
So we went out and got dinner.
We went out, got dinner, and now we're back. It's a different day, but for you just had to wait 10 seconds.
Yep.
So we're gonna finish the Canada story.
Back to Canada.
Back to Canada. I'm excited to hear more about it because it's awesome.
I believe where we left off
Yeah, it's hard to
was
remember.
I was searching for a new bar to go to in Canada. And
Yes.
at this point, the group had split up a little bit to try and figure out where the bar was. Some people use maps. I was just like, I'm going to go ask somebody.
That's always that's fun.
And it was called the Handle Bar. And the sign was a curly mustache.
The
I was
Handle
pretty excited for that.
Bar.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I think my mustache was curled that night.
So you're like, I fit in.
So they told me where to go. I went in, and then when I walked in, it was a pretty packed bar, and no one else was there yet. But there was a band playing with, and it was like because it was St. Patrick's Day, so there was a bagpipe guy and some like drums in the back or whatever.
Hell yeah!
And I got in there. I took a spot next to the bar, and I was just watching for a second. And the bagpipe player started running around. So like this was his big solo, and he ran up, and in front of me was like stairs going up, or I think, or some. It was something raised right there. And he like climbed on that and he started playing a bagpipe solo. But the thing is, when like somebody plays bagpipes, they like kind of stare down directly at me while this man does it. Like he's like probably looking at like my neck the entire time. So every time he takes a breath, he looks up at me. So I'm just being directly played to by a strange man playing bagpipes.
Was it awesome?
His
though?
face was like beat red. And it was
sounds awesome.
It was a lot.
Oh, live bagpipes.
And then I'm just like glaring up at him with a big smile.
just like,
Holy
wow.
shit. And then I look over and the other guys have now showed up and they're just saying what's happening to me.
And they're like, what the fuck?
I'm like, bagpipes.
That's so awesome, dude. It's so crazy. Dude, bagpipes are so hard because you have a pair.
Yeah, I can't get them to make a noise that's outside of a squawk. If you want to hear me play bagpipes, it's what?
Martinis and bagpipes. I
Yeah,
think, 'cause they
yeah,
have the
when the
episode.
queen died.
Yeah, we did a whole episode. That's like, I think an episode's 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Episode's so long.
But I play bagpipes in the beginning. This one's dedicated to old Lizzie. All right, and then after that, this is where we went outside that bar. I made some friends, Ethan and Alex.
Oh, this is the Ethan and Alice.
Yep,
Okay, because
they
you
were-
mentioned them, but then you were like, okay, that's a different bar.
Yeah, because I made several friends this night, and they were outside smoking, and I talked to them. I think I did blockhead for them or whatever, because I do that for
With
all
your
the
twisted
strangers.
nail.
I know.
How did that feel?
It hurt a little bit more,
Because
but
of
like
the
I didn't
edges.
bleed at all or anything. Well, also you had to twist it going in and out, which I thought was kind of cool.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
So like
'cause
I
it's
couldn't like directly smack it as much.
but also, you didn't have a hammer.
I was using beer bottles.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Well, because it's a loud clink. Yeah. But and it's weird with weed being legal in Canada because they were just smoking on the street and they
That
just
is
offered me
so-
some. I was like, fuck yeah.
That's so cool.
And I took it, smoked some, and then I realized it was dipped in something. So I hope it was just like
Like
hash
kefir,
oil or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, because I mean, like I didn't go on any trips that night or
Holy
anything. But
shit,
yeah,
yeah, you're
they were
just-
super nice.
Rub the furry wall, dude. Rub it. Rub the furry wall. What's that thing they take in that movie?
It's just a guy's name. It's like a Kevin or something, but not that.
Oh yeah, but it's like every drug
Yeah.
in a joint.
And get him to the Greek is what we're referring
That's
to.
what we're talking about.
And then we walked home after that because I don't think we ended up getting anything at that bar just because it was packed.
Yeah,
And we were
so
all
you were
like
just hanging out for a little
pretty
bit.
tired. Yeah. And so we went back. We got Domino's pizza, which
Ooh,
I
okay.
would say their veggies tasted better there. I think maybe they were just a little bit fresher.
Wow. Okay.
Something also that was weird that I noticed. This was in the airport that I noticed, but like there was like a Wendy's there, and they were like all 100% Canadian beef. I was like, oh yeah, duh. Instead of like American raised beef,
It's Canadian beef.
and that they're proud of that too. That's just like, oh right,
yeah, I guess I never
you just
thought
don't.
about that.
Yeah, you just don't want it shipped around.
But that makes sense. I'm sure it is probably the same.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also I imagine Canada has good beef as well.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of cool to hear about like their veggies and shit. So they got
Yeah.
good produce.
Yeah, I think so. It seemed better.
But I mean,
I
also
was-
it's Domino's.
and I was drunk and high, and it was great. It was
yeah.
perfect.
Well, and also
yeah.
you just said you smoked a laced joint, so you were like,
Yeah,
You,
and-
you look down and you go, oh, there's not even vegetables on this.
Because then I wrote smoked even more and took more edibles.
Oh my god.
As I write this, I'm super fucked up, but it's great. And then I passed out.
So you were like you were a little bit tipsy and then just super high.
Yes,
I think, dude, I
it's
like.
not a bad way to be.
I obviously love drinking, obviously, but
Right.
man, getting high is just
It's so much
becoming like
fun.
my new favorite thing because It's just so nice. And then you wake up feeling better. And
Yeah, not
it's-
horrible. Because the only thing I hate about being high, but also it's not as bad as when you're drunk, is waking up and your mouth is just bone dry, where you literally have to like lick every part of your gums just to get them like started for the day.
Yeah. But it's much better than feeling like shit the next day.
Right? Yeah. Then
Even though I will continue to do that, and I love drinking.
then I woke up surprisingly not hungover, and then we went to McDonald's.
Whoa, to start your day.
Yeah.
Canadian McDonald's.
Did I tell you about this before? What we were trying to get at McDonald's?
No.
Okay.
They have like a secret item or
They had an item that I don't think is available here. It was just promoted a lot, and we tried like 3 times to get this before, but couldn't because things closed weird there. But it's a McChicken Big Mac,
what?
and it tastes exactly like you'd expect. It was fine.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Yeah, it was something new. Yeah.
I don't think that's available in
I don't
Iowa,
think so. Yeah,
at least, or North America.
you could probably order it though, and just like
but
trade
they were
them
like
out.
legit like
It's
promoting it.
Yeah,
A
And so-
McChicken Big Mac.
So it had all like the Big Mac stuff, the middle bread. I'm guessing it's like Thousand Island. It wasn't like
it was 2 McChicken patties, I'm guessing.
yeah, because they don't even use their best beef patties for Big Macs either. It's just a basic.
But I love I love the sauce. I think is what I love.
Because for me,
But like, how does that sauce taste with like the McChicken?
exactly how you'd think. It was fine. It tasted exactly how you'd expect a
I mean,
McChicken Big Mac would.
I want to try it.
Yeah, it was just McDonald's. It was fine.
Yeah, but still,
we just
that's cool.
wanted it.
Dude,
Yeah.
that kind of reminds me when I was younger, I went to Hawaii. And I remember, I mean, obviously I was way young, but I remember they were promoting, and I'd never seen it around here, so maybe it was just a Hawaii thing, but they were promoting like a double Big Mac. Like it was like a massive, and it was like massive. They had signs for it and stuff.
That sounds horrible. That's just so much.
But I was like,
You need to put that in a hydraulic press to eat
I've
it.
never seen that before.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, that's kind of weird how like they're a little bit different in
Just,
areas.
like there's some little things thrown
But
in.
like Hawaii is a state.
Right,
So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but also they have different shit, but not different shit that would give you a double Big Mac. Yeah.
I was expecting you to say something like a Canadian bacon. Like a Canadian bacon. Can you imagine a Canadian bacon like mixed griddle or whatever? Like
Ooh, why do they have ham? They have ham.
Oh, do they have ham ones?
I think so. I think they have
That'd
ham
be
and
pretty
egg.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. I like their breakfast. Their breakfast is good.
Yeah.
It's also McDonald's.
Yeah, it's just everything tastes exactly how you expect. That's like when Taco Bell gets something new and you're like, oh, is it just going to be all the ingredients mixed together like always? Yep.
Bean, cheese, rice.
And I'm just
Tortilla.
going to put the same sauce on it so it just tastes the same always. Yeah.
But it's still good.
Then we went to a vinyl and bookstore. I didn't buy anything just because I
'Cause
want to
you were
bring
like,
anything back.
yeah.
I'm not going to like ship a
But
vinyl
it's
back.
always fun to just explore.
I like seeing what they got. Yeah. And then we went to a alcoholic board game place called Snakes and Lattes.
Snakes and that's just play on snakes and ladders.
Yeah.
Or shoots and ladders, I guess.
Yeah. Wait, no. Wait, yeah.
What's snakes and ladders? I was thinking snakes on a plane.
Yeah, why was
Yeah,
it
why-
Snakes and Lattes?
It
Because
should have
it's
been
shoots and ladders.
Yeah, it should have been shoots and lattes.
I just
Maybe the snake is like a D&D thing or
I don't fucking
Weird.
know.
because then
I did not.
At first I got it and then I was
yeah,
like,
no,
oh no, I don't get it.
I only got it until you said like, oh, it's like shoots and ladders, but neither of them
So it's not like shoots and ladders at all.
No, it's just
It's
and.
just 2 words.
Yeah.
Snakes and lattes. Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe-
It was
was it cool?
Yeah, it was $8 to get in per person, but then you could play any game that you found.
Oh, okay.
Which I kind of like the idea, and also like it was open till 2 a.m. because it was full alcoholic menu as well, which was cool.
Damn. Okay, so you just kind of have to pay to get in, but that's
But
kinda, that's how their
like a
barcade.
barcade,
was,
yeah. Like not a
you just pay to get in.
not
and
a
then
horrible deal. Like $8 and you can play any board games you want, and they had like D&D shit. And, like,
Damn, and they had decent sized
they
tables.
had a shit ton of Catan kind of stuff. So
Fuck
that would
yeah.
be a fun way to spend a day.
Dude, one time we I keep you have so much to tell, but I keep
know.
going on tangents. But it's just one time after we got done recording our album, we went to a cigar place
Okay.
in West Des Moines. I think they might have closed, but literally you order cigars and you can smoke them there.
Cool.
So we all,
I would love to try
all 4
that.
of us. You can bring your own alcohol in. So we brought like a little bit of scotch and we had like some 6-packs and we played Catan while smoking cigars and drinking like in this cigar.
Holy shit, we gotta do
It was
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
See if we can like record at one of those places.
Well,
Yeah, but like we just invite like
but like they
strangers.
literally had like people were just lounging and then they had like some TV shows on and maybe
Yeah.
some sports.
I didn't smoke any cigars at this bachelor party, which I was a little disappointed about. I don't think any of them are cigar people.
Yeah, but I think that's a celebratory thing.
know.
Good thing we're cigar people.
Yeah. All right, and then I noticed on the menu is that they had D20 shots for $8. Where
What is that?
You roll a D20, and they give you whatever shot that is.
Oh, so they have 20 different shots.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
Because
dude.
I rolled an 11 and I got a shot called a Cyberpunk, which was pretty good. It was
So
like
it's just-
it was
they're
like a
all
mixed shot.
themed.
Yeah. Because
yeah.
no one rolled a 1 or a 20. So I'm not sure what those are. I think the lowest we got was like a 4 and like I think someone got like a 6. And those both were just straight alcohol. Like one was rum, one was gin.
So I'm guessing the higher you get, the more cool it is.
Yeah, because I know because someone ordered a 17. It was just like a nice shot. Like it was a mixed shot.
Yeah. Dude, I wonder what the 20 was.
I know. I wonder what the 1 was. Like
Damn.
what's like Malort, like the Chicago
it's a
drink or something like
Malort.
that. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Dude, that's a really fun thing to do with that type of style.
Yeah,
A bar.
it's a fun idea. And then we played, I think, Cards Against Humanities.
That's fine.
Yeah,
It's a fine game. But it's just fun, in that
I mean,
environment.
it's an easy game with people.
Yeah, because
Anyone can play, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, this is when we went to the basketball game, which is like the whole reason we went to Toronto is because Taylor, the groom, is a big Raptors fan.
Oh, the Raptors. That's who Toronto Raptors, yeah.
Yep.
Are they a good team?
I think they're mid at this
Okay,
point.
yeah, mid.
And I got super into it by the third quarter, which was fun. Like I chose my favorite players.
Well, live sports are way different than just sports.
Right, because I don't ever need to watch sports on TV. It was weird going to a live basketball game. The court was smaller than I expected.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because they don't run very far.
And I'm only used to like, I've seen live football in like high school or
But still the field is
or like
huge.
baseball
Yeah.
fields where like this, it was much smaller than I expected.
Well, think about running around a high school court in
like-
that's the size of it.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know?
Like it doesn't change. And like seeing the players, like it more humanized them for me, I think, where like on TV, they're just gods, all of them.
Yeah.
But it was incredible to see people like shoot 3-pointers, no
Where
problem.
they're just like sinking them.
and like knowing what that actually the distance is.
Especially
and like,
when they're sprinting back
right.
and
Yeah.
forth
And then
it just doom.
There's a guy named Jakob. Jakob. He was my immediate favorite because
that's your
also
name.
he fucking fouled the shit out of people.
Oh,
it made
hell
me
yeah.
so excited.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't write down the other guy's name who was my favorite, but he's fucking hot. And he was good too. So those two were my favorite people.
That's how he gets into basketball.
A little bit.
Because they're attractive and it's your name.
And then he hurts people, yeah. And the Raptors won. It was like 100. Both teams scored over 100, which made me happy.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
it
a
was
big game.
them and the Timberwolves.
Okay.
Which
So
they
I'm
were
guessing
like,
this game was televised, I'm assuming, right?
probably, yeah, but it wasn't like a huge game. Like Drake didn't show up because the Raptors are his team too, because I was looking for him.
Oh.
A lot of Drake when I went there. I heard it a lot, which I haven't heard Drake in a long time.
Is he from Canada? Okay.
Yeah,
probably
he was
from
on Degrassi.
Probably
Yeah.
from Toronto.
I'm guessing. Yeah,
or
because I think
nearby.
he flies in for like big games.
Damn, that's cool.
And then we went to a fancy bar after. It was like more clubby than like for me. So I just kind of sat down and hung out because I was also pretty burnt. I was probably also high again. I didn't write down if I
Well,
took
and
edibles.
also, you've done a lot so far.
Yes.
Yeah. And like, basketball game, how long was that? Like 2.5 hours, I'm guessing?
I don't know. It was quicker than I expected, but still, it was probably pretty long. I bet 2 hours.
Yeah. And then you probably had a few beers, I'm guessing. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I drank Blue Moon at the basketball court.
Hell yeah.
It was my favorite like beer that they had on draft. Yeah.
It's $10, sir, for a beer.
They played the Fast and Furious 3 song at the bar, so I got pumped for that one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Even though Tokyo Drift sucks.
Yeah. All right. And then we all go back except for one guy. The one single guy.
What?
His name is Scott. Apparently he
Scott.
found a Canadian girl there.
And he went back to her place?
I'll get to that.
Scott, you dirty devil.
We all go back and we're all like, Godspeed, have fun. And we all go back and we're all hanging out. And then I'm trying to see. And some of the guys are getting pretty rowdy, pretty loud. One guy is, all right, wait, so no, this happens after because now then we hear a pounding at the door after it gets loud. And we're like, and then me and
it's at an
Hen
Airbnb,
are the
yeah.
ones who are like, shit, the fucking cops, like that someone called. And then the door opens. And I hear, I'm here, and it's fucking Scott. And we all are like, yeah!
You're like, hell yeah.
And then the girl walks in behind him. We're like, oh.
Whoa. Why do you invite her back?
He brought a girl back to a house with 9 strange men,
No other women.
all drunk, a lot of them weird.
Why did he bring her back? Scott. At first I was cheering for you, man.
Yeah, and then so him and the girl over on that side, me and a friend are over here, and we're just watching the situation, listening to people. One of our friends is very loudly talking about just work bullshit, and then we all notice that one of the guys who's married has like cornered the girl, and like he's a very nice guy, but he just talks, and so he's just talking at her, and we're just like, ah, damn it. While Scott's just like standing next to him, like not getting any, and we're just like, son of a.
Why would you bring her back, Scott? Go to her place.
So one of the guys who's loudly talking about work stuff is talking about cucks.
Oh, jeez.
It's just the kind of guy he is. God bless you, Christian.
Cucks.
But so me and my friend are called over to the guy who's talking to the girl who didn't bring her over. His name's Joey. And we're like, hey, Joey, he's talking about cucks. Want to hear? And the guy goes, we're talking cucks? Let me fill up my water. And we're just like, what are you doing? So
Let me fill up my water?
It's just like he needed to do something. It made me laugh so
It's like, okay, let's get into it. Let me get some water.
I need to be hydrated.
Dude, that's the perfect delivery line.
We talking cucks? Let me fill up my water.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't plan it to be like funny.
And that's why I was just
That's
crying
why
at that
it's so-
point. Yeah. And then, so we kind of get him over here. And at one point, my friend Hen leaned over to me. He's like, can you imagine how terrified she might be?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God. Like, just the thought of that. Like, cause they're, and at one point, Scott and the girl.
9 American men.
Yeah. He brings her into the side room, which has a sliding door where there's like 2 beds back there and like the bathroom's downstairs. And eventually he's like, hey, can you guys stop talking about things that are just terrifying?
Yeah, because he's trying to get laid.
Yeah. And then eventually he goes upstairs where there's a single bed.
Oh, damn.
room.
So he's moving.
Yeah. So then they go up there and we don't see him for the rest of the night. And then we kind of all hang out
Good
till
for you,
like
buddy.
3 a.m. because we're like, I don't want to hear shit because my bed's upstairs in like the open area
So you're
kind
like,
of.
let's just wait for it to be done.
Yeah. So around like probably like 3 or 4 a.m. we all go upstairs and go to bed. And then we all wake up. Turns out Scott didn't sleep in his bed with the girl. He at one point must have woken up to like pee, left the room, used the bathroom, and then like couldn't think of where to go. So he just found a bed next to another man. So he wakes up next to the other guy who's in the same room as me. And he wakes up and apparently his first thoughts are like, oh, this isn't my bed. Where are my clothes? So he woke up naked next to a man he didn't know prior.
That's awesome.
I know. I fucking love that ending.
Is so awesome. So obviously he got
I'm
some.
pretty
but then
sure he got
she
laid,
was
yeah.
just laying. He never came back.
I do not remember her leaving. I don't know if she left before he woke up.
Also,
or
she might have left in the middle of the night, maybe. Or if he never came back, she's like, "What? I'm gonna get the hell
I
out of
think
here."
he saw her out. So maybe I just didn't like. Maybe I was like I woke up. Maybe I just didn't wake up before all of that happened.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's hilarious though.
All right. So here I woke up a little hungover, but
Yeah.
not horrible.
Slight, yeah.
Yep. And then this was the day that most people were leaving. So a couple guys, like one guy, like had to fly out. I think his plane left at like 6 a.m. So he
this
just
is-
stayed up and Ubered out at like 4.
Holy shit! So this is day 3, 4.
1, 2, 3. So yeah, this is the 4th day.
4th day, and you were there for 5. Okay.
Yes. And I had
So
a
this
full
is-
day over
this is
everybody too.
Sunday.
So this is their like second day basically, or like second and a half because no one got there as early as me.
Everybody got in.
They had a full day, in this morning.
So this is Sunday.
Yes.
This is Sunday morning.
Yes. And so it's pretty lazy. We're all packing up, cleaning up and all that. And then we go and get Tim Hortons for lunch or for breakfast.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's the coffee
So
place. Yeah.
I always thought Tim Hortons was a clothing store just because it fucking,
Really?
it sounds like one, doesn't it?
No, I've always known it's coffee.
Yeah. I got donuts and a coffee. They were both fine. Like not as good as Krispy Kreme, as good as Dunkin', I'd say.
It's like their version of Dunkin', basically.
Yeah. We're like, I never understand donut places unless it's a gas station or Krispy Kreme. I don't need it. Like I would rather
You're eating gas station donuts?
over Dunkin', absolutely.
Really?
They're
I guess
just
I'm
as
not-
good.
I'm not a big donut guy.
And Krispy Kreme is better than everything.
I only really buy donuts if it's Krispy Kreme or if I go to like a crazy donut place, like a
Sure.
Voodoo or a
Sure.
Hertz or a
Yeah, donuts are on like my top 5 favorite foods
I know
probably.
we talked about that. That's
I
stupid.
fucking love a donut. All right.
It's stupid.
And then everyone just left from the Tim Hortons eventually. So we stayed there for like 3 hours or something, just hanging out,
hanging out,
talking,
having some
drinking coffee.
yeah.
And then I went to my hotel room.
Oh, you got a hotel? Yeah, because the Airbnb was done. Yeah.
So what I told the guys, and I hope he listens this far so he can hear this because I didn't want to admit it then. The hotel we got was like from like I think the 16th to the 19th. So I was like, oh, okay. So I'll fly out on the 20th. That's not how fucking hotel bookings work. The last day is the morning you have.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to fly out that day. I was too fucking stupid to realize that when I booked my flights for an extra day. So all the guys, I was like, oh yeah, I'm staying longer. It's my weekend, which it was. I have Mondays off. But
you didn't have a hotel.
well, I ordered one when I realized.
Okay, what an idiot.
I stayed at just like a normal, I can't remember which, it was like the same hotels, like a Holiday Inn or something like that level.
Yeah.
And it was downtown.
Hey, at
so
least
I
you didn't
walked
book
there.
over a different city.
Right.
I've done that before.
Yes, you did for us. So I went back there, and let me tell you, I was so excited to masturbate.
After a weekend with men.
And like in a hotel.
Oh, in a hotel bed, yeah.
And I had a king size bed. It was like a small hotel room, but it was nice. I had a little window overlooking this fucking city. I was on the 19th
By
floor.
yourself.
I had my laptop here, free Wi-Fi. I put on just some basic shit on cable.
Fuck yeah.
And
Dude, I always have the cable on.
Yeah, and I just fucking starfish jerked it. It was great. Oh my! I was looking forward to that so
Turn the
much.
AC all the way down.
Yes, make it.
Fuck yeah. So it's
Yes.
cold.
I was pissed there wasn't a bathtub. I wanted a bath that night so fucking
Oh, it was
bad.
just a stand-up shower?
Yeah, it was a nice shower, but still I was mad
just
I
like a
didn't have it
glass
because I was
door.
really looking forward to like relaxing in
Just
a
have
tub.
a chill
Yeah.
night. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Most hotels usually have like a bathroom.
So I didn't leave that hotel room once I got in it, which I felt a little guilty about because I was like, oh, it's my vacation. But also I was like, fuck it, it's my vacation.
yeah, so you got there probably,
Like two.
and
Yeah.
then just like hung out and,
Yeah. And then
and jerked off.
a lot. Just all over the goddamn place. I tipped the maids. And then they had
I always forget that that's something you can do. So you just leave money on the
I
dresser.
just left all the Canadian money I'd left, which was like $8, I think.
Hey, might as well.
Well, yeah,
You're
I'm
coming
not
back,
gonna take it- yeah.
coming back home.
And then let's see. Oh yeah, and then they had a restaurant downstairs and it seemed kind of nice. So I looked them up and they had ordered on DoorDash for pickup. And it says like, all right, I'll be done in like 20 minutes. So I go down there and then I tell the order like, hey, I'm here for a pickup. And she's like, oh, we don't do that. I'm like, no, I ordered it. I'm like, she's like, no, you can't. I'm like, well, here's my order. And she's like, let me get my manager. And then so she leaves. Manager comes over. This lady is a fucking Canadian cunt.
Whoa, the double
She was
C,
so
dude.
mean to me immediately. Where I was
It's
like,
not your fault.
right? No, I was like, hey, I ordered this. She's just like, that's not right. That should be more expensive. I'm like, that's not what we're talking about right now. And she's like, all right, well, you're gonna have to contact the app, call them, and have that deleted. Do you want a menu? I'm like, what? And she's like, well, if you want to order, you have to order off a menu. So she hands me a menu and then just stands there. I was like, well, now I'm going to see if
Now
I
I'm gonna look
want
at-
this or
yeah.
if I want to just go out and grab, because the plan was just to go down, grab it, go back up.
Yeah, because you
Now
don't
I'm-
want to sit at a restaurant.
Yeah, now I'm here. And so she just fucking watches me. I'm like, it's gonna be a minute. And like, so then she like goes back to like the host stand.
Oh my
and like, so she's
God.
like now like 15 and just watching me. And then eventually I'm like, all right, fuck it, fine. I'll just order what I'll order. And then it was like $15 more because I ordered.
What the heck?
I know, it was ridiculous.
Dude, that's so. But you're like, it's here.
yeah.
Like,
Through
said
an
it was
app that you
done.
guys, yeah.
Dude, what? That's wild.
So what I got though was chicken bacon ranch poutine,
Ooh,
a bottle of wine, and a caramel chocolate truffle cake.
holy shit!
It's like $50,
damn.
but also Canadian money, so I'd be like $40,
$40.
38,
I mean, a bottle
yeah.
of wine.
right? Full bottle of wine too.
Yeah,
and it
it's
was
not
like
just a glass.
fine wine, but yeah. But I took photos too. Chicken bacon ranch poutine was awesome. It was a pile of fries covered in gravy, covered in cheese curds, then throw on chicken, bits of bacon.
Oh
and
my
ranch.
God,
It was
that sounds like so
incredible.
much.
Yeah, I couldn't even finish it, and it was like that.
And then
fucking
you just
big.
like you just munch on it. And
Yeah, because I took it all up to my hotel,
Yeah.
so I just had that like in half the bed, and I was in
that's
the other
kind of
half.
that's why I love like when you're in a hotel by yourself, you just have like food,
Laptop
and,
here, food over here.
because
My
the bed
wine.
is so big.
Yeah, and like I'm not gonna roll that much.
And you just have the fucking TV on and some like probably
Yeah.
ridiculousness or something. That's usually what's on in a
So
hotel room.
I think during dinner I watched Luther.
Oh,
Yeah,
because a new thing came out. Yeah,
and it was pretty fucking.
I need
good.
to start watching. I've seen a few episodes, and
You
man,
can just watch the movie too, though, because I've seen like 2 of the series. I think out of 3. And
oh, the new thing is a movie.
yes,
Okay.
and you can watch it on its own. You just have to know Idris Elba's a cool cop.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes.
Yeah.
He's
know.
so badass, dude.
love
He's
that
so
man.
badass.
And then I hung out there, called Izzy. We talked for a while, and I just passed out whenever. And also, it was funny because I went on Netflix on my laptop. It's weird what's different about Canadian Netflix.
Oh, weird, but it's on your laptop.
Well, yeah, but like I'm on Canadian Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, yeah,
So
so
they had The Office on Netflix.
Whoa.
And the only other thing I really noticed, just because it was noticeable, is that they had DC movies and Marvel movies on Netflix, which now all DC is on HBO
Yeah,
and
it's
all
on
Marvel is on
Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I noticed that
weird.
they had some of those, but like I couldn't really like track down what's Canada only. But those were just the things
That's
I
kind of
noticed.
cool.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, I'd never thought about like in different areas because
So-
of rights and shit.
But if you get a fucking VPN, you can use it. So that might be worth it.
I've heard people that like they can log in a different
Because then
country
you can just have the entire Office again on Netflix. Nobody
then you
wants
only-
Peacock.
and then you only
And like
you
VPNs
need
are
one-
not expensive.
and then you only need one subscription service basically.
True. Yeah. And then you
Or-
can get
yeah.
so much. It's all over the place.
Because I know I think my parents have Peacock, like, but it's free, and The Office isn't in the free version,
Jesus Christ.
which is how they get you.
I hate that.
Because like the only reason you want Peacock is for the
yeah, like who the fuck is going to get Peacock or Paramount Plus? Those seem like such a fucking waste. Because I have Netflix, Hulu, Disney, and HBO, and basically like everybody in my family pays for a
the
different
only
one.
reason I want to get Paramount Plus is because my TikTok is slowly becoming Reno 911.
Oh, that's only on Paramount Plus?
I think so.
Reno 911 is so good.
I've been watching clips nonstop, and I'm like, I love this.
No, it's perfect show.
And now I'm like, I want to watch it from the beginning. Like, I want to binge it.
My parents used to own like the first like 5 seasons. I wonder if they still
Okay.
do.
Because, man, I love everybody.
No,
in
it's
it.
great.
Everybody in it. It's just, and it's so funny.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Last day.
Okay. Here we go. Day 5.
So I pass out like super easy.
Great chill night. Especially like, because you're like, crazy weekend, chill night, but I'm still on vacation.
And like alone, it's kind of
Yeah,
fun. Yeah. Like at this point, I was I was really missing Izzy because I'm like, I didn't need to do this. If I did it again, I wouldn't have done that last day.
It's kind of fun to get in a little early, but then you're like, okay, now I want to go home.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't leave out till late the next
Yeah.
day.
Like 6 p.m.
You had a full day.
So I slept in until like probably 10 because I thought about waking up early and like hitting the pool in the hot tub maybe, but
Ooh.
I was just like, nah, I'd rather sleep.
Yeah.
And then I went to a Canadian climbing gym.
Yeah, you sent me pictures, and I was like, damn, these are rock climbing?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's what I told everybody on the vacation. I was like, oh, there's some gyms I want to hit up, which I knew once I did book that, like, oh, that's what I'll do, as I'll hit up some like gyms and
That's
stuff.
fucking badass.
Yeah, it was fun, like, because climbing culture is the same. You can like chat with people. There were
People are
some
chill.
fun fucking routes. The only thing is I had everything with me, so I was pretty terrified of like losing shit. So I had to keep looking to make sure I had all my
because you
stuff.
put it in
Yeah.
like cubbies. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was base camp climbing in Toronto, Canada. Highly recommend.
Hell yeah.
Super fun. I went to a bouldering gym. It was
It's kind of fun to just be like, wow, a new gym.
Because the only thing that fucked me up is their color coordinations are backwards. So they have the same V climbing.
Yeah.
Where like you and I are probably like a V3, V4 right now.
Yeah.
We've been V5s before. I got a couple V4s there though.
Hell yeah.
But like their V10 is black.
And black is the V1.
Easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, here. Yeah. So that, and it was like all the way down. It was just reversed. I was
Whoa,
like, God damn
okay.
it. That's
So then
annoying.
you're
So I had to
like-
keep checking.
Keep checking and be like, okay. But you like go to try it black and you're like, I can't even start this.
Yeah.
I suck.
But I got some good routes there. I sent you a photo of one that I got that I was proud of because their cave was a fucking straight up, straight over, straight up. So it was
Damn,
like
that's cool.
a just overhanging ledge.
So
which
you're
was
just hanging there.
yeah, which I like a lot.
Yeah. That's cool. Did you just see another gym?
No, it was super fun. That's something I would like to do when I travel. Just and like because it's like $20 to get a day pass and shoot.
Yeah. And then you just
rental.
got to rent. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not that
But
bad.
if we ever go on like a road trip,
We should.
bring our shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Because
Yeah,
then you're just buying a day pass.
we're doing that in a month or two.
Kansas City.
Yeah, we should look for a climbing gym
Dude,
there.
that'd be cool the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be actually. I'm sure they have one in Kansas City. They've got
Yeah,
one.
for sure.
If Des Moines has one, Kansas
Yeah.
City has one.
And then I went to walk around more. I was back in Chinatown at this point.
Ooh.
And I was like, I want to find some like hole in a wall food place. I don't know if this was it. I don't know if this was like a small place or like a chain or something, but it was called Juicy Dumplings.
Juicy dumplings. Damn, that sounds good.
Best dumplings I've ever fucking had in my
Well,
life.
were they juicy?
Yes. So
oh, dude.
I got the pan fried pork dumplings. Best dumplings I've ever had. $4.
Whoa,
which
so it
means
was
for
cheap.
6, which means $3 American.
Holy
Highly
fuck.
recommend if you're ever in Toronto.
Dude, that sounds incredible.
So
and
good.
way cheap.
yeah, and like
Yeah, damn
like-
that. Holy shit.
yeah, and the menu was like decently sized. I also got a vegetable bun with Chinese spinach, which was decent.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just I wanted a more of like vegetable side.
Yeah.
and like they gave you just like a packet of hot sauce and a packet of soy sauce, and so I just poured them like next to each other and dipped everything
And
in
dipped
the middle.
everything in it. Yeah, that's
It
what I
was
do.
So fucking good.
Oh, dude. That
And-
sounds really good.
Hung out there for a little bit, and then I think I was like 3 hours till my flight, so headed towards the
Headed towards the airport
and just
hung out at
relaxed
the airport.
for a while. Yeah, and then I flew home.
Damn.
That was my trip to Canada.
5 days of just nonstop action. Damn.
Yeah.
Were you exhausted when you got home?
Yes. And well, because also,
I mean, also you had that night though, so that kind of helped.
sure, yeah, but also my last 2 flights got like delayed an hour, so I was at home. Like I got home like past midnight.
Yeah, and then you had to work the next day. And
Yeah, and then like Izzy had to pick me up, so I felt bad.
just had to take you to the airport.
Yep.
Oh, dude, but that sounds freaking
It
fantastic.
was a great trip. Thank you, Taylor, for inviting me. Excited to go to your wedding.
Dude, that's gonna be really fun. For Jacob. No. It sounds like a fantastic weekend. I'm going to Milwaukee this weekend.
Yeah, so
we'll talk about that.
Some fun news in like probably 2 or 3 weeks
2 or
from
3
this
weeks
episode.
or something like that. Yeah, I'll make sure I take some notes. It probably won't be as crazy as you because I'm going for a convention.
But I also have a show that weekend, so I'll take notes too.
Oh, true. Yeah, because we can talk about that. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, we'll talk
because we're
about
going
our-
up Thursday and coming back late Sunday, so about 4 days.
And Saturday I have 2 sideshow shows.
You have 2?
Yeah, they're booking doubles now to sell more tickets. I don't know if we did. All I know is I'm gonna be super broken.
Oh, it's 2 different shows.
One at 7, one at 9.
Weird.
It's good for everybody else but me.
Yeah,
Because I just have to do everything twice now.
So then you have to stop the bleeding and maybe get a fresh shirt and
Yeah.
everything. And
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to literally buy new tank tops because I usually just have one that I wash. So now I'm gonna have to trade out and probably like get some.
because you
Like,
don't want to walk on the stage already bleeding.
yep,
and
'cause that
for a
ruins-
fresh set.
Yep.
Oh man, that kind of sucks for you.
It sure does, bud.
And they probably don't realize that.
Nope, they sure don't, bud.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear about that.
Yeah, and hopefully all you guys are too out there.
This has been the Canada episode.
Sorry that it's not an official part 2, but for us it was.
Yeah, because it was a few days later that's why we look different.
Yeah.
If you're watching us on YouTube, we appreciate you guys freaking listening and hanging out with the Moist Monday podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok, Moist Monday Podcast.
Email us about anything and everything at moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, we just got
love
an
to
email
hear
from our buddy White Noise.
We appreciate
really
it.
freaking appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
One of these days we will respond.
But hey, you're on the airwaves now.
Yeah, we get so excited, and I love reading them, and then I just go, I'll respond, and then forget.
And I love reading them. I'm like, Robert will respond. And
Yeah, because he's too busy doing his one and only job, setting this up.
I also have a job.
I'm also in school.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's fight. No, we appreciate you listening.
Keep it moist out
Keep it
there.
moist out there. Happy freaking Moist Monday. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. I love you, bud.
Love you too.
I missed you.
Well, yes you do.
Dry bones, lazy bones, big bones, dance around in your bones.
It's weird that I know like the part of, because I remember learning that in like 6th grade.
Yeah, where we had to.
Yeah, I think we had to learn the whole song. Why?
Oh.
We didn't learn anyone else's national
Nope.
anthem.
Not Mexico's.
No, we learned Canada's.